What in the Mississippi River has been going on in the Memphis, Tennessee housing market during the months of July and August? I'm Deborah Taylor, a local real estate agent here in the Memphis area. And so, what I want to do is, I want to share with you some numbers, some data, some things that's been going on. So, I want you to go ahead, grab you a cup of coffee, some sweet tea, a bottle of water, because you're going to need something to drink right about now. If you don't know what a recession is when there's an economic downturn for two consecutive quarters. And we have arrived, and the housing demonstrates that we are there. But there's a lot of other factors going on. Don't believe what I'm saying. I'll let you see these numbers here, because the numbers, like they say, they don't lie. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And I'm going to go over these numbers with you. As you can see here, I try to pull out some of the data so that it's not so much information that it becomes overwhelming. And what I've done in this particular set of numbers, I'm focusing on just three specific counties. And these counties include Shelby County, Fayette County, and Tipton County. This gives you a big picture. And as you can already see, in the month of July, there was a negative 17% change in the number of units sold. As for the median sales price, I would say that's pretty good when you're talking about $223,000 compared to last year in July when it was $215,000. That's a 3.7% increase. That's not too terrible when it comes to the housing market overall. There are a lot of buyers that can really afford that type of home price. In Fayette County, again, there was a negative 7.9% or 8% decline in the number of units sold in the month of July. You can see the numbers here. In 2001, it was 101 homes that were sold. In 2022 of July, there were only 93 homes sold. The median sales price for Fayette County was 332,000 compared to the last year when it was 279,900, and it was an increase of 18.6%. Tipton County, the number of units decreased 33.6% or 34%. That's saying that there's not enough homes out there for these particular buyers. The median sales price in July of 2022 was $261,000, as opposed to last year when you could have bought a house in that area in July for 222,500. This is an increase of 17.3%. Look at the numbers here. Don't focus on August just yet, but look at the numbers here. If you can see, these numbers. Let me see if I can increase it. Go back a little bit. But if you can see the numbers here, when it came to the median sales price continued to climb in spite of the number of units being made available or that were actually sold during this time period. So it's a little bit strange to see that the prices are still climbing, but not as fast in Shelby County, a little bit faster in Fayette County, and not, I guess Fayette and Tipton County are about neck and neck when it comes to the actual median sales price. However, it looks like Fayette County, they top it when it comes to trying to buy a house. You're not going to get a house out in Fayette County for under $332,000 unless, I'm not saying that you can't. Of course, you can always find a home less than, but it appears that the median sales price during the month of July set at around 332,000. Now let's look at the August numbers. The August numbers, well, it increased slightly in Shelby County. It went from the units went from 18 1,844 to one. It was a decrease. There's a slight decrease in the number of units sold in Shelby County during the month of August 2022, where there were only 1,705 homes or units sold, as opposed to 1,844 homes that were sold in 2021. This was a decrease in the number of units sold in the month of August. So even though it may have bounced back slightly, it still is in the negative range. There's not enough units out there, even though more people were starting to list during the July and August timeframe. There just were more homes that were still under contingency and pending, because the market, due to a lot of factors outside of just the increase in the mortgage rate, there's a lot of factors that's taking place, which is causing the homes to sit on the market a little bit longer than normal. The median sales price in Shelby County is 214,000, as opposed to last year it was 212,950. This was a slight change of 0.5%. So it wasn't much of an increase between the 2 months and the 2 years, or the 1 month and the 2 years, I should say. When it came to Fayette County, there was only 3.2% increase in the number of sales that were made in Fayette County. But the increase in price, again, it increased 5.7 or 6%. The median sales price for a home in Fayette County is 369,900, as opposed to if you would have bought that house in last year, 2001, it was 349,950. So that's a interesting little number there. Fayette County is pretty up there, much up there when it comes to the cost of, or the median sales price. So Tipton County, they didn't have an increase or a decrease in the month of August. That means nothing was pretty much, I guess, it's really interesting when you see a 0.0%. I don't know if this means that no homes were sold, nobody listed, or if it just meant that maybe the same number of homes were sold. It's really an interesting number. However, the median sales price decreased. You're starting to see some decreases in the price of homes. You're starting to see homes being valued more at fair market value. So it's really interesting when you start seeing the decrease. So the median sales in the month of August for Tipton County was 230,000, as opposed to last year was 235,000. Guys, this is some interesting numbers and some interesting times that we really need to pay attention to. We know that things are changing, but if you are positioned and if you're paying attention to the market, I'm talking about not just rambling numbers because you have access to data, but really paying attention to what's taking place, what's happening in the area. You're more able to navigate and transition when the time comes. These are the best of times and these are the worst of times. These are some great times and these are some bad times, and it just depends on what side of the fence you're sitting on. Homes will probably continue to be bought and sold, but there's not going to be it's going to be a lot tougher. It's going to be a lot harder. And those that are renting, the bubble is popping and it has popped. And so we must begin to know how to move in this season. We need to know how to position ourselves. And you do that by not just rambling numbers, but really studying it. So that's why I am here. I'm passionate about sharing with you information so that you're not alarmed, but that you're informed. So that's my little preaching session. Let's go on back to the numbers. So what I did here is after I did the August and July numbers, I decided I want to go a little bit deeper and share with you the difference between the 2 months because it's very much important. And if you want this data, I'm going to link it below so that you can access it. All you have to do is just put your email information in there, and I'll give you this at no cost so that you can study it for yourself. So I compared the two. I compared it for 2022 from July to August. Since we're already in August, well, we're not in August, but the numbers for August don't, they come out in September. The numbers for September will come out shortly. So as we move into October, we'll probably get the numbers for September. It's a little bit lag time when it comes to the numbers. But let's look at the numbers for August and July and the percentage change. The number of units in Shelby County decreased 5.6%, or 6% if you round it off. There were less units available in the month of August compared to the month of July. And as you can see here, in the month of July, there was a really big hit in the market in regards to the number of units sold in Shelby County. As you can see here, it was negative 17%. Going back to these numbers, the median sales price, it decreased 4%. So the houses are not being reduced. They're going to what they should be, which is fair market value. And if they're still priced too high, what I see is they're going to either, if you're a seller, you're going to either take it off the market or you're going to keep reducing it if you want to get it off your plate. Now, I did a listing and it sold really fast because I valued it at fair market value. I didn't try to get the seller way too much for what the home was worth. And because of that, he was able to move strategically and quickly and navigate through this recession period. The median sales price decreased 4%. The number of units sold, it decreased 6% for Shelby County. Now, Fayette County, it increased 4.3%. The number of units in the month of August was 97. In the month of July, it was 93. The median sales price is still pretty high. It's 11% more than it was in July. And as you can see the numbers here. Tipton County itself, it increased 35.3% when it came to the number of units sold. The number of units sold in Tipton County was 115. In the month of July, it was only 85. The median sales price, however, decreased 12%, or 11.9%. It decreased. So there was a drop in price. And because there was a drop in price, there were probably more buyers willing to move out into the Tipton County area. As you can see here, the median sales price was $230,000 as opposed to in the month of July when it was $261,000. So pricing is so important in this period of time, in this recessionary period, in this time when really, in all truthfulness, let's just be real. Buyers just don't have the money to be able to afford $300,000 and $400,000. Does it mean that that home will not sell at that price? No, it doesn't mean that. The home can probably sell at that much, but it's going to be a different type of buyer that's going to buy that home, and therefore it's going to sit on the market a lot longer until the seller panics and starts reducing the price or taking it off the market. So it's so important that you don't just ramble numbers. If you got a realtor that's just rambling numbers and not really analyzing and studying and don't have the data to back up what's been going on, you may get yourself in a situation that may kind of put you in a tight spot. So we don't want to do that here on this channel. I want you to see the numbers for yourself. I want you to know what's happening so that when people say, oh, go ahead, the bubble is not popping. Sir, ma'am, it's popped. It's something that's going on with the market. There's a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes. It's different. And this one is totally different. We didn't have high gas prices. We didn't have high inflation. We didn't have what's going on here in the area like it's happening now. And what's so strange about it to me is we're in a recession, but there's jobs. We're in the recession, but the home prices continue to climb, and that the sellers are relentless in regards to lowering the price and getting a fair market value. No one wants to move out into an area that's overpriced. But what I'm finding is buyers are waiting for the market to crash. Well, no, I'm not a financial expert. The market could crash, but that could put the buyer in an awkward position that it may not be time for them to actually purchase a home. Not everyone wants to purchase a home. Not everyone wants to sell a home. You have to be understanding of both. So in this season, just stay the course, be informed, don't be alarmed, keep your eye on the market, connect with a realtor like myself who is staying on top of these numbers. So until next time, bye, y'all.